We'll try again. Good morning. There we go. My name is Charlene Reynolds Santo. I'm a member of the worship's art team, and I use she, her pronouns. I want to welcome all of you to the Unitarian Universalist Church of Reading's Sunday worship service and New Member Sunday. Whoever you are, whoever you love, wherever you are from, whatever your faith tradition, you belong here. All are welcome here as we gather to create an understanding, welcoming, and family-friendly community. Here we nurture and explore individual spirituality, work to build a strong, loving community, and to help transform the world. If this is your first time with us, I would like to extend a special welcome to you. If you haven't already, please look at our webpage at uureading.org for more information about UUCR and how to get in contact with the staff. Today we welcome Reverend Evin Carvill Ziemer to our pulpit. Evin serves as the department lead for the New England region and will be holding a communication workshop after the service about what we can do during times of stress, tension, and change. Please sit back, take a deep breath, and enjoy today's service.
So good to be with you again. Welcome to this time and space made sacred by our shared promises and shared dreams. Welcome to this time and space made sacred by shared sacrifices and shared loss. Welcome to this time and space made sacred by shared joy and shared celebration. Welcome to this community of travelers, each on our own path, but choosing to travel together. We believe all humanity shares a common source and that we are bound together and share a common destiny. Come, travel with us.
As Reverend Evin lights our chalice this morning with Unitarian Universalists all around the world, you're invited to call into your heart the flame we kindled this morning, the flame of truth, of community, of commitment to love and to justice. Please join me in reciting the chalice lighting words, which may be found on the laminated sheets with the hymnals behind the pews. In the light of truth, the warmth of community, the fire of commitment, we gather this day. May the flame we now kindle be to us a symbol of the holiness we seek. Thank you. Each week, we recite the children's affirmation as a reminder of the most important elements of who we are. Well, I already have volunteers coming up to help me. All right, everybody else? Okay, we can fit some over here too, or up in front. All right, you guys ready? All right, we are Unitarian Universalists, the Church of the open mind, the loving hearts, and helping hands. Thank you all so much. Please rise in body or spirit to sing our opening hymn. This will be number 188, Come, Come, Whoever You Are, and we are going to sing this 3 times.
Wherever Good morning, everyone. My name is Kimberly. I'm the religious ed coordinator here, and I would like to welcome up anyone who would like to hear a story today and have a little chat. So glad to see you all on our first RE day. Come on up, friends. Welcome. Today, our guest minister, Reverend Evin, is talking about change and how sometimes change helps us grow as a person or helps our community evolve. I have a story for you about a kid that went through a big change in their life. I'm going to read you his story. It's called A Kid's Book About Change by David Kim. Here it comes. Hi, my name is David. I probably haven't met you yet, but I know for a fact that I have something in common with you. That is change. That's right. Change is something that happens to everyone, no matter how old you are, where you live, or what you do. When I was 10 years old, I moved from my home in Korea to New York City in America. That means a lot of changes, like language. In Korean, hello looks like this. Maybe you can see the words on the top. The top right there next to the hello. Oh, thank you, yeah. And in America, hello looks like this. First one. In Korea, lunch looks like this. Honestly, looks delicious. But in America, lunch looks like this. Back home, friends' names looked like this. These ones right here on the side. And here in America, my new friends' names looked like this. Thanks, that's all. To be honest, so many things changed when I moved that I can't even remember all of them. Even though change is something we all experience, I noticed that people don't really talk a lot about it. Change is something that happens so much, we sometimes don't even notice it's happening. Sometimes change is something you choose, like what you wear, who your friends are, or what to read. More often, change is something that happens to you, like moving, what school you go to, or getting sick. Change can be really hard to describe and understand, but if we had to say what change is exactly, I'd say change is when something becomes different, when something goes from being one thing to another. Because so much change happened in my life all at once, I was scared. After the first week of school, I didn't want to go back. I would sometimes eat my lunch in the toilet. That way I wouldn't have to sit alone in the canteen. Some of my classmates would make fun of the smell of my Korean food, so I started eating pizza and bagels for the first time. This change wasn't so bad because I ended up liking pizza and bagels, but it still wasn't easy. Some of my classmates couldn't pronounce my Korean name. They laughed when they couldn't do it. It's Jamhoon, by the way. I gave myself an English name. That would be easier for them to say. I told everyone, call me David. Have you ever changed your name because people couldn't pronounce the one you were given when you were born? Anybody? Oh, I don't think so. If you haven't, can you imagine what it might feel like? It seemed like everyone wanted me to change who I was and what I liked in order to fit in. I wasn't sure where my place was in this new life. Fast forward, here I am writing this book. Everything worked out in the end. But before I tell you about that, let's talk about you. What's something that's changed in your life recently? Maybe it was moving to a new table in your classroom, or maybe it was moving to a new city like I did. When the change happened, were you scared, excited, overwhelmed, happy, surprised, angry, sad, disappointed, not sure what to feel? Change can make us feel lots of different things at the same time, but it can be hard at first, especially with unexpected change, because you're taken by surprise. And even when change is good, it can take some time to feel good. That's just because we're not used to it yet. Now, when change happens, we might do one of three things. We resist change by fighting against it. I told my parents I hated school and I never wanted to go back. We ignore change by acting like nothing happened. I didn't share how I really felt. But neither of these will make change any better. So it's good we can do the third thing, embrace change. Were you going to say that? Maybe, have you read the story? Yeah. No? Oh, you just guessed. Embrace change. Yeah, very smart. That's what I decided to do eventually. I made new friends, but I still kept in touch with my friends in Korea. I started eating pizza and bagels, but I still enjoyed rice and kimchi. I embraced my new name, but was still okay with being called Jamhoon. You know what can make change even easier? When you talk to someone and someone listens to you. For me, this was my teacher, Miss Shaw Tooley. I remember her patiently and kindly answering my questions. I also remember her labeling each item in the classroom with both Korean and English names just for me. It made me feel understood and cared for. So when change happens, what can we do? Find someone who's trustworthy, tell them about it, maybe a parent or grandparent, aunt, uncle, sibling, your teacher, a friend, someone who you think is a good listener. And it's okay to ask for help dealing with change. You can say, I need help with. Just noticing and talking about it may seem small, but it could make things a lot easier and even fun. So remember, change is something that happens to everyone. You're not alone. Can you think of any changes that you would like to talk about? The end. Well, I have a question for you. Thank you for that applause. I have a question for you. Can you think of a change that happened in your life that ended up helping you grow as a person or learn something new? Let's think a second. Oh, you have one. What is it? Okay, I'm going to come back. Anybody else have one? Oh, good.
My dad had to move my bed all the way to the other side of my bedroom. And I didn't like it.
But how does it feel now? Maybe it's better in the end? Yeah? It got a little easier over time, it sounds like. Anybody else have one? A change that happened to you and maybe at first it was hard, but now it's okay? What do you think? Oh, perfect. No, we're not sure. Oh, one more. Good. Okay, go ahead. What is it? Okay, go ahead. What's the change? Do you want to tell me after? Yeah, okay, that's okay. We'll go over here.
I got a new bed, and then I ended up immediately regretting it, and I started sleeping somewhere different. But eventually, I started to get used to it, and now I sleep up there.
Nice. Yeah, you got used to it over time. Oh, you have one more. Go ahead.
I got my sister's bed. I was a little worried at first, but now I'm okay with it.
Great. I'm so glad it worked out in the end. Well, in the story, David, or Jamhoon, experienced a really challenging, full life-changing kind of change. But it seemed like he had a huge revelation, even a spiritual breakthrough, when he decided to embrace the change. He chose how he would react to the change that was out of his control. Sometimes there are changes that are in our control. Sometimes it's scary to make the change even when we know it might be right for us. Here's an example. Maybe you are really good at swimming, and your epic skills are now too advanced for your swim class. But your friends are in your class and you love your teacher, so you feel hesitant to switch classes. But once you dare yourself to make the change, you learn so many new things and make new friends. Many things change here at our church and in our lives over time. And I have faith that through all of it, you all have the capacity to flow and evolve and grow. Well, thank you for listening, everybody. We're going to RE today. And before we do, we're going to walk to the atrium and we're going to take a quick detour and take a photo in front of the Kris Kringle sign, a group photo. And then we'll go into Sawyer. And parents, please meet your children here in the sanctuary in the children's area of church after religious ed and after church. Thanks.
we take time during our service to light our candles of community, peace, and justice. We light our red candle of community to signify our interconnection. Wherever you are in time and space, newcomer or longtime member, here in the sanctuary or joining us virtually, we light this candle holding you in love. Today, we raise up the family and friends of Janet Bringola, who passed away this past week. As we light this candle, I invite you to speak aloud the name or names of people who are on your mind and heart today, to bring them fully into this space. Michael, Joseph, Lily. We light our blue candle of peace for the multitude of places worldwide where people live with the threat of war and violence, for the people of Ukraine, Gaza, Sudan, who continue to face daily the terror of starvation and relentless destruction, in particular for those in our own community who have been unfairly detained. And now we light our yellow candle of justice. We lift up people in our community who are experiencing threats and terror from both private and public persons, for victims of gun violence in houses of worship, schools, or everyday life. We hope that all people everywhere may live their lives in freedom. May we each do our part in the work of justice and liberation for all in our global community. As we recommit ourselves to the work of love and justice, may we each voice this commitment by saying, Amen. Amen.
Friends, today we celebrate new life in this congregation, and we need Melissa and Beth and the membership team. This is a free faith, and becoming a member is a choice, a personal commitment to a shared journey. As a living, breathing community, we grow together, sharing our unique gifts, energy, and perspectives. This morning, we honor these newest members and their decision to join us. As I call your names, please come forward. You want me to read them? Could you call them forward? I do not know them. That'd be so much better. You know them.
Robin Haratunian, Jamie Erza, Francie Selkirk, and Paul Selkirk. Please come forward.
My name is Beth Murray. My pronouns are she and her. And I serve as president of the UUCR Governing Board. We are here to welcome you as you have chosen to join our community of faith. Joining our church does not mean subscribing to a creed, but it does mean a serious commitment to joining in our congregational mission. A congregation is a moving, living, changing thing. Anytime anyone new joins, we have the opportunity to grow together, to share and receive new ideas, new energy, and new voices. The way we govern ourselves is called congregational polity, which means that our congregation is governed by the congregation. We are joined in community by covenant, an agreement between members describing how we wish to be together and how we want to be in the world. The covenant is a living document that is shaped and influenced by the people who belong in it. So on this day, not only are you joining us, but we are joining you. And together, we are responsible for each other and for this religious community. New members, will you walk together with us, sharing the joys and responsibilities of membership? If so, please say, we will.
We will.
We, the Unitarian Universalist Church of Reading, welcome you. We promise to be a supportive community for you, not only when you reach out in courage, but also when you need us to reach out to you. Welcome to the family.
I'm Melissa Martin, your Member Services and Volunteer Coordinator. My pronouns are she and her, and it is a joy to be a part of this community. On behalf of all of us, I am thrilled to welcome each of you. To the congregation, our faith is built on covenant, on promises we make to one another. Today, we have the opportunity to renew that covenant. In our UCR mission statement, we promise to nurture and explore individual spirituality, to build a committed and loving community, and to help heal the world. Current members of the congregation, as I read a few promises to you that align with our mission, I invite you to and encourage you to stand if you're willing and able to make this promise to our new members as well as existing members. I want to note that we have 9 new members that have already joined us in this church year, or in this calendar year. And so these 4 individuals bring us up to 13 new members in 6 months' time. So this is for everybody. So please remain standing after you hear at least one of these 10 promises that you wish to make. I promise to invite you to social hour after service or connect with you there to get to know you better. I promise to share with you how I found my place in this church so that you can find yours too. I promise to invite you to participate in an activity or a group that I love. I promise to introduce you to someone new at each gathering. I promise to check on you if I have not seen you in a while. I promise to be kind, a kind community member both inside and outside of our church walls. I promise to support our church through my presence and my service. I promise to invite you to join me in our next social justice project. I promise to listen to your ideas for making our community a better place. I promise to celebrate your courage to speak the truth. Look around. This is our living covenant. New members, these are the people who are welcoming you today, and these are the people who are committed to walking with you on this journey. This is your community. To everyone in the sanctuary, will you live up to these promises and continue to extend a warm welcome to our newest members, all of them? If so, please say, we will. We will.
We are not alone. As a member of this congregation, you are now a part of the larger faith community of Unitarian Universalists around the world. As a final charge, I ask each of us, new members and long-term members alike, to live our faith boldly. Together, we will nurture and explore individual spirituality, build a committed and loving community, and help heal the world. To make it official, I invite each of you to step forward and sign the membership book, and then receive a flower and gift from the membership team. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Church of Reading. Welcome. Thank you. It is quite striking in this membership book, the number of 2025s. No matter what the change is, there's always loss. No matter how many years or how much money or how many miscarriages it took for that blessed baby to arrive, there's still the loss of sleep, of being able to easily run out to the store, of using the bathroom alone, of time with a lover and partner. No matter how exciting the new job, there's always the loss of familiar patterns, perhaps of being in control of one's own time or sleeping late. No matter how awful the old boss was, when she leaves, there's the loss of the known and certain of the painstakingly discovered ways of survival. No matter how exciting graduating is and the future ahead, there's the loss of familiar patterns of life and the friends and rituals which have sustained you. No matter how much we want the future, change requires we say goodbye to the past. And when the change isn't what we wanted, saying goodbye to the past is even harder. This congregation is in the middle of a lot of change. Of saying goodbye to one minister, of not welcoming the hoped-for minister this fall, of living into an in-between time of being staffed very differently than you have in the past. And I am here today, in part, to journey with you for a moment in your change and to offer support to sustain you. And there's loss in these changes. Loss of the relationship and stability with your minister. For some of you, Reverend Laura was the minister who welcomed you into this congregation. For others, you've known many ministers over time, and Reverend Laura was the most recent minister. Some of you have lived through times without ministers before, and you may not remember that time fondly. It is normal to feel a whole range of complicated emotions: gratitude and loss, hope for your congregation, and overwhelm about how to get from here to there. It's also normal to not really be connected to how you're feeling, especially in a time with so much overwhelming change and stress out there, which I'll just gesticulate at wildly instead of going into in any detail. Many of us are skating along the surface of our emotions, occasionally opening up to what's under the surface, but often spending time scrolling the internet or binging shows. This is a kind of survival mechanism. If you're new here, your losses may be different. To come to a new congregation is change too. Even if you're certain you've come home, there are losses in the uncertainty of a new place, of new people, of expectations not quite met, and the realities of human imperfection, of the old rituals of your Sunday mornings, perhaps even the loss of realizing what you've been missing all these years. And I invite you, too, to talk about your losses. It can be a strange time to join a new congregation, but it's also a wonderful time because everyone else is a bit confused, too. And there's more. Whether you're new or have been here for years, one loss brings other losses to the surface. If you have other recent losses in your life, you may find yourself taking all the losses especially hard. Change and loss is like that. One loss touches another. Add the changes and losses facing our world and country, and if you feel a little fragile right now, that's to be expected too. However or whenever it comes, facing change means accepting loss.
This morning's reading is In Backwater Woods by Mary Oliver. Look, the trees are turning their own bodies into pillars of light, are giving off the rich fragrance of cinnamon and fulfillment. The long tapers of cattails are bursting and floating away over the blue shoulders of the ponds, and every pond, no matter what its name is nameless now. Every year, everything I have ever learned in my lifetime leads back to this: the fires and the black river of loss, whose other side is salvation, whose meaning none of us will ever know. To live in this world, we must be able to do three things: to love what is mortal, to hold against your bones knowing your own life depends on it, and when the time comes, to let go. To let go.
Please join me in meditation or prayer, as is your practice. I invite you to feel your body held by your chair, by this building, held by the foundation in the earth. To notice your breathing, to remember that you're breathing together in this community of care. Spirit of life and love, help us to hold all that is happening in our lives and our world. Help us to stay true to who we are, to breathe through the hard, to move into each day with hope and acceptance, noticing how we feel and caring for those around us. We are grateful for this community, for our larger communities of care that sustain us in this time, and grateful for your sustaining presence in our lives, in the fall colors, in the sun, in the ripples of the water. Amen. Blessed be.
Each of us in this community and beyond have value. Our experiences no matter. We hold so much inside: celebrations, concerns, fears, questions, even funny stories we keep inside. Each week, we make space for the lighting of silent candles, allowing us to literally come up and light a candle, or to stay seated and light an internal candle for all that we hold inside. Please join us now for I Know This Rose Will Open. We will sing this 3 times.
Dan and Perry wrote a parable about a trapeze to capture what happens during times of change. It goes a little like this. Imagine you are swinging on a trapeze. You've got a pretty solid grip. You're moving at a steady rate. You feel pretty much in control. You know how this goes. And then you see another bar swinging towards you. And in your gut, you know that to grow, to live out your passion, to be fully alive, or just because the old bar is going away, you have to seize that new bar. And even though you might want to try to hold on to the old bar until you have the new one in your grasp, it doesn't work that way. Instead, there is a time of hurtling between. Suspended in the air, feeling out of control, even in pain or afraid of falling, of missing, of grabbing the bar wrong. Change is like this. There is a time of hurtling between. Whether the leap is chosen or not, one cannot hold on to the old way of being until the new way of being is in place. Our culture does not like this. We do not like uncertain times. We rush to fill confusion. We rush to get to the new place, hurtling through the change time with our eyes closed, filling our minds with anything but where we are now. But when we do that, we miss out on the glorious place that lies between the first trapeze bar and the second. It is in this place, and Anne Perry believes maybe only in this place, that real transformation happens. When we think back to those times when truly transformational change happened for us, it's usually at these times. A semester abroad in college, right after a divorce, when our parents died, when we went back to school, when we moved to a new place, when we dared take a new job in an entirely new field, when we finally said no to something that was hurting us. So the possibility of change is not just that the new trapeze bar might have new exciting possibilities, but by the time we reach that bar, we will have been transformed from this experience of hurtling through space. And so we find it is true in times of change in congregations. You are in a time between. The possibility of this time of change is also one of the best times to break old patterns that hold this congregation back, to really get a grasp on why some things keep happening, to see a way through to live your dreams. That there are things you're not quite content with, dreams you have, you aren't sure how to reach, puzzlements about things that seem stuck or you haven't made happen the way you want them to. Now is the time when much of that is more malleable and open to transformation. It's not only true of patterns with relationships with ministers, and you're thinking about staff and as whole, how do we fit this together? Not just that, but every part of congregational life. Sometimes changing like this is not very comfortable. I know, it's not my favorite either. This kind of change isn't about finding the right fix, though you might find something to fix. It's not about picking the right new program. I don't know, but you might find that too. It's not about changing the faces on committees, but you might do that. This kind of change is about finding new ways to talk about hard things. It's about reaching into the history of the congregation and seeing the patterns, about noticing what happens again and again, and choosing to play in the space of what is possible. It's in the playing, the experimenting of what is possible and not known that you are most likely to discover and rediscover new purpose, new joy, new reasons to be together, new ways that light you up. Some of those changes are already in process, I know. You have been in processes of change for a while. Some might become clear over time. Transformation is deep. It may change things on the surface, it may not. The surface isn't the important part. And so this is a time of change. There will be times of stability in the future, as there were in the past, but this is a time of change, a time to live fully, eyes open, as you fly. And if this is the time you've been given change, if this is the time you've been given loss, if this is the time you've been given a chance for transformation, how do you live? There may be other lessons and practices you know about living in change. I'm sure about 5 things. First, grieve your losses and disappointments. Whatever is brought up for you at this time, do not dismiss some losses as insignificant and not worth grieving. Loss not grieved can haunt the future. Remember, letting go takes time. It's okay to feel something about it, okay feeling something about past changes brought to the surface, and it's okay that people grieve different things at different times. Second, feel whatever you feel. If you feel joy, feel that. If you feel confused, feel that. One by one feeling to the next, by being present in your body, with each other, in community, your feelings will lead you through to your new future. This is countercultural. Our culture doesn't want us to feel uncertain, confused, or afraid. Don't listen. Your body knows. Your heart knows. Trust your own wisdom and listen to those messages. Trust there will come a time when that inner wisdom tells you it's fully ready to invest in the future and you find yourself filled with new excitement and new energy. Third, take care of yourself and each other. This is a time it can be easy to be sharp with each other and ourselves. True in the world as well. I certainly am finding it a little harder to be patient and a little harder to be patient when others are sharp with me these days. Our time after the service today will be about this and some strategies for making it slightly easier when we're having a hard time. And that's probably true in your extended family, your workplace, and the other communities in which you spend time. One of the ways we can care for each other is how we respond and engage when words and feelings get a little sharp. Taking care of yourselves also means taking time, going for a walk, enjoying the fall leaves, doing whatever counts as spiritual practice for you, connecting with a friend. It also means saying no. This is not a time for martyrs, even at church. If some things don't happen, they don't happen. When the time is right, those programs will start again, or something new and amazing will emerge to fill that place. Please remind each other of this. Do not let each other do too much and burn out. The burned out and exhausted have a hard time crossing the space from trapeze bar to trapeze bar. They will not be ready for new ideas to emerge and will not have the energy to welcome what comes out of that change. So taking care of yourself and each other is about the good stewardship of this congregation's people. The church's mission is about nurturing the spiritual lives of people, not numbers or committee meetings, fairs, or tag sales. And sometimes nurturing those lives means slowing down and saying no. Nurturing the spiritual lives of people means leadership should be something that helps people grow, not something that burns people out. And if I'm going on a bit long about this, it's because it's hard for most congregations. Now is the time for the relatively easy, that which nurtures you, not exhausts you. It might be time to step away from a leadership role which no longer excites you and let someone else have a turn. Might be time to invite new people into leadership. Let them experiment, try something new, make their own mistakes. And if no one seems to want that position, let it stay vacant for a while. If it's important to the congregation, someone will fill it eventually. There is very little that has to get done, and nothing that is worth damaging people instead of nurturing them. Fourth, open yourself to the possible. Experiment. Try new things. Welcome failure. Do not let your grief or frustration cloud your sense of the possible. This doesn't mean planning. I'm not talking strategic planning possible. I'm talking dreaming possible. Let the possible dance before you and stir your imagination. Fifth, do not let your sense of the possible numb your feelings or lead you in your excitement to not listen to someone else's feelings. And here we are full circle. 5 practices. Grieve your losses, feel what you feel, take care of yourself and each other, open yourself to the possible, do not let your sense of the possible numb your feelings. These are spiritual practices of staying in the present and honoring the wisdom of our souls, hearts, and bodies. My prayer for each one of you is that this time of change is not only a time of renewal and transformation for the congregation, but also a time of spiritual growth and transformation for you too. So I invite you to see living through change as a spiritual practice. Breathe in, breathe out. Be here now. Feel what you feel. This is a dance you can do together. All will be well.
For several years now, UUCR has been giving away half of the monies received in the collection plate to a nonprofit organization that shares our UU values. This is a simple yet powerful way for each of us to help heal the world by learning about and supporting the good works of charitable organizations and by becoming more involved in our community. Our Share the Plate recipient for the month of October was nominated by the Social Action Team and is Doctors Against Genocide. This organization is a coalition of healthcare professionals from around the world who want to unite their voices against the genocide in Gaza. Doctors Against Genocide is on the front lines, delivering life-saving aid to healthcare workers and civilians as hospitals are bombed and children starve. Their immediate goal is to raise funds to construct a new 140-bed field hospital on the grounds of the Al-Shifa Hospital, which now stands in ruins after months of unrelenting bombardment. Please give as generously to our Share the Plate offering to help Doctors Against Genocide build their new field hospital and to support the mission of UUCR. If this is your first time with us, please let the plate pass you by. Your presence is gift enough.
Thank you for the beautiful music this morning, choir. Again, I'm Melissa Martin. Thank you, Reverend Evin, for being with us today, not just for this beautiful service, but also for the upcoming workshop that we're going to be doing. In our congregational life this week, we invite you to join our Liberal Ladies and friends for a discussion about watercolor painting as a meditative practice this coming Wednesday morning. You can read the details in the newsletter, as well as a brand new Recovery Dharma group forming this week. It starts on Wednesday evening at 7 p.m. Chalice Circle registration is now open, and you can find the link in the newsletter. Please come and meet Reverend Althea, our new pastoral care minister, at our congregational meeting on October 19th. And she's also going to do a special meet and greet on Wednesday, October 22nd. Look for those details. And has anyone here ever heard about our Kris Kringle Fair? 4 weeks from today, we have our kickoff. It's our largest church-wide event, both as a viral fundraiser, but also a tremendous way to work alongside fellow members and get to know them better. There are opportunities for every person of every age, ability, and schedule. So please see me or our Kris Kringle Fair Chair, once again, Martha Moore, for more information. For today, please grab a beverage, snack immediately after service, and please stay for the workshop. Thank you, each of you, for being a member of our congregational life. Now please rise in body or in spirit and join us in singing the closing hymn, number 311, Let It Be Our Dance. We will sing verse 1.
Please join in our chalice extinguishing, the words for which can be found on the laminated sheets in the pew back in front of you. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again.
May the possibilities of this time bring each of you transformation. Go knowing you are blessed, that you are a blessing, and bringing blessing into the world.